Mike, see another lengthy away trip coming up on Saturday down to Boston, but I suppose off the back of another win last week, I imagine the mood's been pretty positive in training this week.
Yeah, lads are in good spirits. Obviously, yeah, long journey last weekend and this weekend, but like I say, yeah, we know the size of the task in front of us is going to be a very, very tough game. We know they've got some very good players and they've got a style of play that's is very robust and physical. And like I say, I can't over exaggerate to the lads how hard it's going to be. So we've got to be our very best and our standards, where we need them to be to go there and get the result.
And Boston, of course, had a managerial change a couple of months ago and have been pretty tough to beat since then. I mean, obviously, the last time you played them, quite a way towards sort of the start of the season, really. So, I mean, it feel like a different kind of encounter to back then, really.
Yeah, I think personnel's changed, and like you say, new manager. They've got a way of playing. It's very distinct. They've got a throw that is pretty much like a corner. So yeah, we know what we've got to face, and we've got to make sure that we keep them as far away from our goal as possible, and we try and stop as much at source as we can. But really, like I say, 95% of our focus is all on us and about how we go about our business.
And with another kind of long trip, sort of a few hours on the bus, does that have much of an effect at all on the lads, do you think?
Hope not. We'll see. We'll see on our performance. Like I said, sometimes, yeah, but there's a million and one things you can talk about when you haven't been at the races. And like I say, we look at Telford. We had an overnight stay, and you can dissect it. You can look into many different things, but ultimately, it's about just turning up and the no excuses mentality and going there and making sure that we're just fully focused on what we can control, which is our approach to the game and our prep at the minute.
Yeah, and I suppose you've got quite a few options at the minute in terms of team selection. Of course, Colin Alley came in for Kedron Scott last weekend, and there's not a massive amount of injuries or players kind of missing out at the minute. So does it feel like you've got quite a lot of options to choose from when you are looking at team selection, and that one or two lads are kind of having to miss out as a result of that?
Yeah, there is decisions to be made and tough ones, because like I say, I can't praise the lads enough when they've come in and opportunities have been there, they've taken them. So it is difficult. We've got a couple of late fitness tests really with Nicker and Wardy. They've got a few little niggles that we've got to make sure that they'll be okay, and we won't want to risk anything. But like I say, we've got a good squad now, all very competitive, so it's an extremely good headache to have.
And of course, yesterday James Montgomery came back in until the end of the season as cover for Philip Marshall in sort of the goalkeeping area. I mean, what was the decision behind bringing him back into the club?
Monty's been in and around for a while. He's a familiar face. He's a great character, obviously from when he was here before, and he's a hell of a keeper. He's got a real good pedigree and experience about him. So for us, there was ongoing conversations, and we're really pleased to be able to come to an agreement with him. And again, he's just another addition to a very competitive squad and a great character to have around the place. So yeah, I'm delighted to have him back on board.
And a bit of a longer term absence, I suppose. Of course, Paul Blackett had an operation earlier this week. Is it a one with him where he's still facing quite a while out, or is there the potential that he could still have a part to play this season?
No, definitely. Hoping that he comes back and helps us. I think 4 to 6 weeks possibly we're looking at, but he's desperate to get back. He's been carrying it all most of the season, which has been difficult for him. He's been doing everything he can, and I think he was just pleased to just finally get the solution and get it sorted. And now he's just got to concentrate on getting him back to the levels that we know he can. And we're all delighted that now he's on the straight and narrow. And yeah, I think he will come back and have a big impact on our season.